Alright, David Harry here, and in this video I'm just going to go through the microphone and audio settings on the GoPro Hero 8 Black with this media mod here. Now whatever I do in this video is also going to be exactly the same for the GoPro Hero 8 Black 7, 6 and 5 Blacks using the original GoPro 3.5mm mic adapter. So basically the Hero 8, 7, 6 and 5 Blacks are all identical when used with the original GoPro Pro 3.5mm mic adapter. So any combination across all that is going to be identical and will be the same as what I'm going to do in this video. So what I'm going to do now is give you an idea of what these settings are and also quite possibly where best to use them as well. So the first thing that we need to do is get to the basic menu. So we have to scroll down on the screen at the back there. So let's get to the basic menu. And then what we do here is to tap onto preferences. So let's go to preferences. And what we need to do is scroll down the menu until we get to input output. So let's scroll down there. As you can see, there's input output. So let's select that. And then whatever it says on the side here is the option, just tap on it. And then that will take us to the various options. So the first option that we have here is standard mic. So in this particular mode, this is the GoPro in its nominal gain input. For want of a better phrase, let's call this 0 dB. So it's basic input level. And also in standard mic, the GoPro is sending power down the microphone cable to power any microphone at the other end which requires power. Now that type of power is called plug-in power or electret power. So what I'm going to do here is give you an example of a couple of microphones that would be compatible with that type of power. Okay, so two examples here of microphones which are compatible with the GoPro in its standard modes, and that's because these require a voltage to power them. And on this side I have the RODE VideoMicro, which is typical of one of these little video mics. And here I've got the RODE Lavalier GO, which also requires that plug-in power from the GoPro in order to make it work. And nearly every other lavalier that you are ever likely to use will be the same as well. So again, any microphones similar to both of these will be requiring plug-in power, which the GoPro can send in its standard modes. And so if we just scroll down now to the next setting in the menu, and we are on Standard Mic Plus, and just like Standard Mic Plus also is sending out a plug-in power voltage for an appropriate microphone at the other end. So this will be used still with the example of the two microphones that I've just shown you. But the big difference here is that in the plus mode, the GoPro is adding 20 dB worth of gain to whatever comes into the microphone input. So if you're using a quiet microphone or an insensitive microphone, it may be a good option for that. But there's one thing to bear in mind here, is that regardless of whatever mic mode you're in on the GoPro, it has the capability of applying dynamics processing by way of AGC and limiting, which can actually have a bit of an adverse effect on your audio, especially when you go into the plus modes. Now I can't really get into that right now because I will be doing another video all about the dynamics processing on the GoPro. Oh wait there, my screen's gone blank. Right, I will be doing another video all about that at some point, and call back and keep an eye on my channel for that. But like I say, you have to be a bit careful with it because it can do some pretty horrible stuff to your audio and make it sound very, very hot. Okay, now what we're going to do here is scroll down to powered mic. Okay, now in powered mic mode, and it kind of is a bit of a misnomer almost because the name would almost suggest that it is sending power now, but it isn't. What it is, the powered mic mode is actually saying I'm expecting power. So in powered mic, it is just the same as standard mic, but it doesn't send a voltage or power down the cable. And this goes back to its nominal, or as it were, 0 dB gain mode. So it's normal gain, but not sending power down the cable. So obviously in this instance, you couldn't use this particular setting with either of the two mics that I've just shown because they do require a plug-in power voltage. So what I'm going to do now is just show you a couple of microphones that you can use in this mode. So the first microphone example here, which is compatible with the powered modes on the GoPro, is the RODE VideoMic Pro Plus. And the reason why it's compatible with that particular mode is because it is self-powered and doesn't require plug-in or electric power to be supplied from the GoPro. And the next microphone here, which is also compatible with the powered mode on the GoPro, and for the exact same reasons, and that's because it is self-powered, is the RODE VideoMic NTG. So both of these microphones, or any microphones like them where they are self-powered, as in they've got their own battery system built in, they do not need the GoPro to be in its standard mode. They work better with the GoPro in its powered mode. And if we scroll down now to the next setting, we are in Powered Mic Plus. And just like Standard Mic Plus, this also applies a 20 dB gain, but obviously also it is not sending power. So again, you can use this with a microphone that supplies its own power, but it may be a bit low or a bit insensitive. And the same caveat towards AGC limiting and dynamics processing will also apply here. And now the final option here is line in. Now the thing with line in, it puts the GoPro into line level mode, which basically means it is not having any amplification applied at the GoPro end. So all the amplification has to happen from wherever the audio signal is coming from. So in this particular mode, you could plug the GoPro into a mixing console or a preamplifier or microphones that have got a healthy output because they've got boosted modes on them. So what I'm going to do now is just show you a few options of things that may well work better now in line mode. So what we're looking at here is the first example of something which you would use line level with, and this is a microphone preamp. And the reason why we would use line level with this is because this has got its own gain structure on it. So we can use this to go into line level, and whilst in line level, the GoPro does not apply its usual dynamics processing. So if you're going to be using something like this, which is a microphone preamplifier, and you set your gain and get your gain exactly right going in at line level, the GoPro won't touch it with its dynamics processing, which basically means that will be the best sound quality that you can get out of the GoPro. Now another example here of something that may well work in line level mode better is to use a microphone which has got a very healthy output or a boosted output on the microphone itself. So once again, we're looking at the RODE VideoMic Pro Plus here, and I'm in the plus 20 dB mode. Now this will drive enough level into the line level mode in order to make it work. Granted, it will be quieter than what it would be if it went into the mic modes, but you can resum that or regain it in post, and I'll guarantee you will get a much cleaner and clearer sound by doing that as well. And just another quick example here of a microphone which would benefit from being in line level mode, and this is the RODE VideoMic NTG. And the reason why is because if you then boost the output of the microphone from its gain control on the back here and just go as high up as you need to go, this will drive a very healthy level into line level on the GoPro, and once again will help you to avoid all the dynamics processing as well. And don't forget, if you have another microphone like this, maybe one of the Deity mics or something like that, you're best off trying that in line level mode as well. Okay, so there we have it then. There is my basic explanation of the microphone and audio modes on the GoPro. Now, if you found this video informative or helpful and you're into such things, if you go to www.gopro9.com, that will take you to the playlist for all my Hero 8 stuff. There's over 40 videos in there now, so there may well be stuff in there that's of interest to people, and eventually that URL will point to a small dedicated website which will have all the GoPro videos that I've ever done on them. And don't forget as well, if you check the links and whatnot on my descriptions, there'll be links in there to various things that I've either spoken about or shown within the video as well. Okay, and if you've liked the video, please give it a huge thumbs up and all the rest of it. Subscribe to the channel, or the other cranky nonsense that you're asked to do at the end of YouTube videos. And so the last thing that remains for me to say right now is, I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.